Hey everyone, I'm back with another business chat. So I'm excited to have this conversation. I have a full day of filming YouTube videos and things ahead of me. So I wanted to carve out some time to pop on here and talk about something that is coming more to the forefront of online business. This is a conversation I've had with lots of friends and colleagues, and even people in programs that I'm teaching right now. And the basis of this is like the common thread of all of this is that the things that worked in your business in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, even 2021, those things are no longer working. That paradigm is becoming obsolete. And this is something that I called years ago that this would eventually happen. And it's so much deeper from my perspective. It's so much deeper than just what's happening in the economy or what's happening with the consumer buying patterns and people. And I've noticed for so many people, it's very hard to pinpoint what isn't working because it is so multifaceted, right? The first thing obviously being that the consumer is purchasing differently because we're out of the era of zero interest, right? Everything was zero interest, super artificially low interest rates, for the last decade. We're now moving out of that. We've been moving out of that for over a year. So there is, higher interest rates on credit cards. Like all of that does affect this kind of non-essential spending, right? Things that are not essential to our daily living. So let's not ignore that that's a fact. But I think more of a nuance here is that there's a real stylistic, aesthetic difference in what people are looking for now and what people perceive as authentic and valuable now. Obviously, this has changed. And I'm finding the people that are having the most difficulty adapting to the stylistic changes, the content changes, are the people that have just been in business the longest, right? Specifically, if you were successful during, 2010 to 2021, it's going to be, things are changing. You're going to have to change and adapt. And that's part of being a business owner. And a perfect example of this popped up in my memories today from a digital product and a free opt-in that I had 5 years ago, which was a 5-day manifesting challenge. It was hosted on ClickFunnels. If you just look at it stylistically, the words that were used, everything about it just to me screams 2016, 2017, 2018, because this is the type of stuff that really genuinely worked back then. You would have a 5-day challenge that would upsell to something else in the meantime. And it was, and back then, this is kind of the rise of influencers outside of like the Kardashians and mainstream celebrities. And a lot of people led with lifestyle. A lot of people built a wall or an illusion between themselves and their audience and really led with money or numbers or symbols of luxury that were meant to invoke this like mystery between the service provider and their audience. And the only way to get the information was to pay the service provider, right? This was a very like elusive lifestyle marketing type of vibe. And now people just are seeing through it. So much has been exposed, so much has been brought to light, and people are just smarter, right? People are smarter now. People have woken up now. Those type of things no longer stimulate someone to purchase from you. They want to know you. They want to know who you are. And it's not just the fancy lifestyle marketing that's feeling outdated either. It's also other aesthetics. Like think of the pink blazer, girl boss hustle vibe, right? A lot of us have been through that phase. That's not something that we are looking to attain anymore, right? We've been there, done that. So it's not just limited to one thing. This is obviously a very like nuanced conversation, and there's still a market for all of those things, right? There's still people that are invested in that paradigm. But from my perspective, the future of online influencing or being an online business owner is really bringing a different, unique, creative edge so that when people are working with you, when people are purchasing your products, when people are purchasing your services, there's just like a really different feeling behind it. And we're not speaking to the adrenaline and the illusion anymore. We're speaking to the value of what we're actually bringing. And here's the thing. We can stay blaming external factors, right? We can blame the economy, we can blame Gen Z, we can blame whoever, the president of the United States, right? There's an infinite number of people to blame. But what I encourage you to do if you're in a period where you're looking at your brand and things are not feeling refreshed, I want you to see where you're clinging to something that is outdated, right? Like, we don't use brush script font anymore. Like, where do your fonts and your vibe and your whole aesthetic, what are you clinging to that you get to let go and bring in something that's either timeless or something that's more refreshed and something that feels authentic to you? Because what didn't work about the past is the wall that was built between you and your customer. Now we're knocking down all of those walls and we're just getting real. People want just a real life connection. People want no bullshit. And here's the thing, I am not like the branding marketing expert, right? Like, I don't teach on that stuff. There's people that teach it 100 times better than me. However, I teach on money. And when your business is the main portal that money shows up in your life through, and that portal is visually bland, it's dried up, it's not connecting with people, you have to understand that as a business owner, your job is to get the work connected to the people. And if it's not connecting with them visually or auditorily, it's not really stimulating any of their senses, that's your job and you're not doing your job, right? And so again, I'm not saying, oh, I have such a cohesive brand. Most of my branding or my posts, the background is my art. It's literally art that I've painted. So it's always been really easy for me to infuse creativity into my business because I can always just create new art. And that's what I did a couple months ago. So just some. Okay, so I'm so glad so many of you found value from the business chat yesterday where we talked about outdated branding and refreshing your business and stuff like that. And I got some really good DMs that I want to go through now. So the first is a question of just like more examples of what outdated branding looks like. And I think that, again, the visuals are just a metaphor for your business feeling updated. Like, this is just one aspect of it, but, apply the same thing to your offers, apply the same thing to how people are actually buying from you. Do your offers need refreshing? Do the platforms need refreshing? The spaces in which you facilitate groups, does that need refreshing? So yeah, just a caveat there, like the visuals are just one aspect of it. Okay, so building on this business being outdated conversation, right? So it's not just about your visuals, it's about the words that you're using, it's about your offers. Like, for example, when I think about, a very 2017 tagline or offer, I would think a program that helps you manifest $10,000 in 30 days. Like, to me, that feels very 2017. Like, the consumer today is a little more keen than that. It's like, we need a little bit more nuance. We need more depth. A lot of people, especially speaking to like a higher consciousness level, a lot of people are out of their law of attraction, I think good thoughts and things show up for me phase. They've come into a more mature spiritual understanding of, how to materialize and manifest. They've come to a more mature understanding of what healing actually takes, right? Just some examples of that type of thing. So hopefully you found that conversation to be productive. Because again, it's not the worst thing in the world to be behind the times in your business. Like, there's definitely worse things you could be in your business. However, again, part of our job as business owners is to adapt and be okay with adaptation. Again, think about that time frame where long form content was the jam. People wanted to read essays about your life. No one's doing that anymore, right? So look at how just in a couple years, so much has changed. And we can dig our heels in the sand and stomp our feet and be mad about that. And it's not about like, ooh, I need to Gen Z-ify my life and my brand, my social media. No, it's about finding that competitive edge for yourself and making sure you're able to still cut through the noise. There's even more stimulation today than there was back then. So that's really what it's about.